And
They would sit there and
measures.
I've seen the council come up this, well, what can we do here? Well, electric's got a little bit of money, let's take it. And all of a sudden, we have a project coming up, and we can't do it. And on the deal with the bonding, that's already in the chart of what we've got right now. We can't do anything for bonds unless we go to the council. We've done it one time, and that's on a building. Right now, with our policies, the way we're working, we can go up to $1 million in budgeting with our review, with what we have in reserves. And that saves the taxpayers money.
I mean, our job, though, is to watch those budgets. That's what we're here for.
And you
for
can
to
watch
say-
them. There hasn't been one thing done really, really wrong, except controlling cost. And that is what we've been doing. It's not just one person or two person. It's the whole group. And that's what we've started in. And we have a lot of pride with that. We have not raised utility rates up 1 penny.
I get that, but you know what? Natural gas prices have come down 40% since the first contract you guys signed, right, Bill? I mean, that's why rates are low.
Contracts were even cheaper than that before that hand. We were buying MMBtu gas for right around $1.50 when we was running, and that's when we ran over 800 hours. We used to run an average of 300 to 400 hours a year. Right now, the reason why we're not running right now is because there's a glutton of electricity out there. But within one more year, they've already said that glutton's not going to be there and the price is going to go up. The way we control our costs is through KMEA and our generators. And once it gets that $60 range, they start turning us on. Last year, electricity didn't get over the cost of over $52. No one on our group ran. Not just us, no one. And with this Day 2 marketing coming up, I hate to say it, but are you ready to have the council meeting every night? To pass our bills? Because the bill's going to come in on Monday, and it's got to be paid on Thursday. If not, you're going to be penalized. That's what's coming down the pike. Regulations that you don't even want to get involved in.
Then
And the board can.
maybe it's time to sell the utility then.
No, because then you're going to be in a worse boat than you are right now.
Yeah, 5 years ago, I think I would have agreed with you on that, Larry, but I think that ship sailed when we...
This isn't just when everybody's falling into the Southwest Power Pool. And we're just, Southwest Power Pool is just one pool out of 5 in the United States. They cover the whole thing with federal regulations. Kansas City Power Line obeys by the same regulations as we do. In fact, they've got more to regulations to abide by. And their prices are going up. They just put another, 3-4% increase in the state of Kansas that's going up in front of the board. That's probably about the 5th one. They've had over 60% increases in the past 2 years.
But many of their rates
And
are
we
still lower
haven't.
than ours.
No, we haven't had any increases.
I didn't say the rate that you haven't had any increases. I said their rates in some cases are still lower than ours.
No, they're not.
During the winter months, I believe their rates are...
On the electric heat, because there's
Well,
a
even
glutton
without
of electricity. That glutton is leaving. Power plants are being closed down through the EPA. Ours is not. That's what's going to keep our prices down cheap, is because of the power plant being there. There's some people say, we don't have to run at all, because as long as there's cheap electricity out there. But the only way we can get that cheap electricity is by having the units ready to run. That's what's keeping your unit, that's what's keeping your price down. And there's not very many people out there that has cheaper electricity than Gardner. There's a few, but not very many.
And the rates are very steady.
And the rates have been steady,
but-
which is what the people want.
Yeah, but the utility bills have not been because of the consistent,
Because of the consistency
Rate
of the rate increases of the water and sewer. If that can be solved, that would relieve all your guys' headaches, a lot of them. Put the 15%, there's 5% water, 5% on sewer, and 5% on electricity. Have that calculated every month and put into your fund, general fund, whatever. Make a full board of public utilities First thing we need to do is get the charter ordinance going to exempt us from what we need to do. Then you guys can go ahead and make your ordinances close to ours. The reason why is that some of that stuff was put in there was, you know, when I was doing purchasing, Larry, I had to come up to the council every 2 weeks and say, oh, God, I got a wire order of over $1,000. And that's when prices of aluminum wiring was changing per hour. I could get a lockdown bid for 2 days. Waited 2 weeks. Went up there and tried to get it. Oh, yeah, you can go ahead and get it. Well, I'm sorry right now, but it's gone up another 33%. Well, go out and go for more bids. Here, I'm sitting here. Got projects going, can't even get wire for it. Product changes hourly. Copper right now is changing hourly. That's the reason why we need the freedom to do what we need to do. We go out for bids. We do everything underneath the sun. But that's what we do.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
As Steve suggested and as the other people have suggested, if there was a change in city purchasing policy, and would that make a difference in some of the things that you're talking
Our
about? right
policy
there?
has changed, so we could work. We had to. And it was brought up to everything.
No, I'm saying if the entire city
Mm-hmm.
changed and changed the policy so that it was easier for you to make those kind of purchases.
Yes, it'd make it a lot easier, and it did. We was able to actually save money because we was able to buy it at the time that was cheap, not wait 2 weeks before we could buy it.
So it was even more stringent before, they loosened it up,
Yes.
made it easier. Now, under the board, it's less stringent, which makes it easier for you to make your purchases. But you're saying we're saving money because of that?
Yes, because we're able to, when we go out for bids, everybody knows we're going out for bids. We go out for bids, I'm just using wire as an example. And when you go out for bids, you get the cheapest. Okay, I can get it for you. If you go ahead and okay it tomorrow, I can sell it to you at this price. If you don't, forget it. And then once you go through that policy of 3 or 4 times getting bids and not giving it to anybody, they say, the hell with you. We're just going to go ahead and do what you need, what we normally do.
So does your board meet every 2 days to
No.
talk about copper prices?
No, they don't have to, because with our purchasing policy right now, we can get in there and say, okay, it's $4 and some odd cents a foot. We can get it over here for $3.10 a foot.
And you,
Let's get it here.
and that policy can't be adopted within our policy manual. I mean, we have this policy manual, it's pretty thick.
But right now, you're restricted to $1,000.
Yeah, but if it was changed.
If it was changed to what we have like in the utility, water plants and sewer plants would be able to have a lot better way of doing stuff.
Well, every department. I mean,
Every department.
I mean, public safety, Parks and Rec, the city administrator, I mean,
I still think there needs to be some changes in what we're doing.
Echo Dev.
But, let's get us legal first, which I didn't think we were illegal by the other lawyers, because they even went up to the state and talked to them. But,
Which lawyer was this?
we had 2 lawyers working on the ordinances the first.
Oh, we did?
Yes.
What, Jim Hubbard was one, and who was the
Jim
other?
Hubbard and the guy down in Ottawa.
The one that you used?
Mhm. And they went, and they worked on that for 6 to 8 weeks to make everything legal.
Yeah, that's, actually,
And that's
Yeah.
what I
but I know
wanted.
from timeline that couldn't be right.
Right.
Well, I mean, you're certainly convinced that what they wrote was not legal.
I think parts of it
I
is
guess- and I-
shady. Not illegal, but just a little shady. But what we need to do is go ahead and get some of that stuff going, and then we can fix it. Let's get back to the legal aspect. Advisory boards, no. You're going to have something that's going to make decisions. Anytime we buy property, yes, it needs to come up front of the council. Every time we do easements, to a point, yes.
But it hasn't, though.
Every time we bought something, it has.
The easement, wasn't there an easement that was not even blessed by, what was it?
You're talking about the Waverly easement?
Yeah.